we'll slide all that over that way.
Right now?
Yeah.
God damn it.
You didn't bring the microphone though, right?
No.
Should have refreshed my deodorant.
You should have.
Oh well.
There we go. Oh, I wish we had a cloth to unveil it.
I want it.
Season finale.
Season finale.
It's gonna be a spirit bag. You have an old T-shirt? It's not gonna work.
Series finale. Welcome to Card Subject to Change, and I have no freaking clue what is going on. What are you doing?
We're here tonight to unveil a new title belt.
A new title belt.
This looks like the thing that goes around the bottom of a Christmas tree.
I thought you were supposed to be Shane.
I thought you were gonna be Shane.
What are you supposed to
I'm Daniel Bryan. And he's Daniel Bryan too.
Apparently.
You look
As
like
well.
everybody at a craft brewery right now.
We really do,
We
actually.
plan this out about as well as any independent wrestling show.
This is what happens when you don't keep me in the loop. Things just fall apart right out of the gate.
Really? We don't keep you in the loop. We don't keep you in the loop.
Say
You
it
just-
again.
you play-
The problem is you're playing it a little too safe.
Way too
as
safe.
A podcaster. That's the problem.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know what I think?
If I had to come up with that safe style of podcasting, it would be you.
This is a vidcast. This is television.
Well, vidcasting,
We being
then.
TV.
Things are getting
Okay,
out of hand.
let's get to the
unveil
punchline
this
of
new
this
title.
joke.
This,
What is happening?
we are here to introduce the Card Subject to Change World Championship.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yes!
Yes! Yes! Yes! You knocked it over.
And isn't that abuse?
That is beautiful.
Okay, so I'm assuming that's why we have a PlayStation 4 setup as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Well, we're actually gonna talk about video games. Actually, we're gonna talk a lot about video games.
Okay, so that's okay.
It's really hard to talk through this beard.
All right, so first we're going to go into the news. Later on in the episode, we're going to talk about video games, and then eventually crown a champion, the first
Yes.
ever Card Subject to Change
Yes.
champion. So let's go ahead and jump right into the news before more of this nonsense happens.
Yes.
Hey guys,
Gotta keep this beard on.
you know our friend Paige, who's been suspended a couple times, going through a lot of stuff right now with her boo Alberto Del Rio.
No.
This joke can't keep
How long
going.
can we keep going with this?
As long as the
Are
beard's
you talking
on.
about this joke or the Page thing can't keep going?
Either, both. Okay, so Paige, WWE superstar, has been suspended again. She went under a 30-day.
Wait, I thought she was gone. I thought she left.
She did a 30-day suspension, and then her first day back, she got a 60-day suspension. And it's very obvious that they're just trying to get rid of her. I think they have to go through the channels
Are they
to
trying
terminate
get
her
rid of
contract.
or is she trying to get rid of herself? Because I'm starting to get a vibe like she doesn't want to be there anymore.
Yeah, because all over her Twitter account, she's just been saying nothing but horrible things about the WWE.
How the hell are you talking in this thing? I'm like eating the air as I'm trying.
So Paige, suspended again. Sooner or later, she'll be feuding with Rey Mysterio and Lucha Underground. That's all we know at this point.
What? That'd be awful.
That's a callback to 5 episodes ago. You should remember these things. Okay. Billy Corrigan, minority shareholder in TNA Wrestling, has actually filed a lawsuit against TNA.
What?
For what?
You knew about this, don't I?
Well, he's got to act excited.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
What?
Because I'm going to lean on you a little bit about this. Okay, so Billy Corrigan, lead singer of Smashing Pumpkins, has invested money into TNA last year,
Yeah.
and then has just filed a lawsuit based on, I'm assuming, everything that's going on with the sale of the company and Dixie Carter completely blocking that at every turn.
That's basically what it is. I think that's the roundabout. She has, I think, been.
I can't look at you.
These beards are messing you guys up, man.
I think what happened is she told him, "Oh yeah, you know the company's going to be yours. The company's going to be yours. Just pay for this pay-per-view and these TV tapings." And he's been doing.
That's a
that.
fair deal.
So
I
he's the
think-
mystery investor that paid for Bound for Glory. And
No, supposedly they revealed that that was a sister company to the Fight Network. But the issue is he's invested all this money, and now, like you said, she is blocking it at every turn and not allowing him to
Because
do
they
what
had
he
a
wants to do.
they had a really sweet deal set up where WWE would purchase the video library and the name.
Yeah, but WWE would only, they were just doing it as last resort. Like, if no one else buys it, I guess we'll take
Well,
it.
here was
right?
the split.
Yes.
Yes, but
They can't see that.
WWE, I'm doing it for my own. WWE was going to buy the video library and the name TNA
Yeah.
/ Impact Wrestling. And then Billy Corgan was going to assume the company, rebrand it under a different name, and continue to run it, keeping all the contracts.
Corgan Pro Wrestling.
Corgan Pro Wrestling. So it was supposed to be a big split. Billy Corgan was looking towards the future. Okay, I can keep these going, just do it under a different name,
Yeah.
and get us out of debt and get us out of all the problems we have with the money from WWE. And then Dixie has done everything she can to block this deal from happening. So Corrigan's pissed. WWE has since pulled back on their interest in buying the video library. So TNA is still in debt, and who the hell knows what they're going to do going forward. This has gotten so bad that today, Billy Corgan filed a restraining order against Dixie Carter, the president of TNA Wrestling.
Wait, what? Like, she's following him around?
I don't know. Maybe so they can't.
She barely ever shows up. How is she gonna?
Maybe that's to keep her from showing up at the tapings. I'm not
she
sure.
doesn't show up
That would
anyway.
make
does-
sense because I mean, if he's involved in storyline, then if he files that, it's like, okay, then you need to stay out because I'm proactively involved in storyline, and that's, you know,
That
it's
takes
being-
precedence over
yeah.
you showing up and giving people
Putting
high
your-
fives.
Yeah.
So
No, you got to hard cam it out there, guys.
everybody hard cam it.
Hard cam it.
So that's, who knows what the hell's going to happen with the TNA video library or TNA in general. Maybe they might actually go out of business at this point because
They really, at this point, like we said a couple weeks ago, taking the high road, and we joked about it getting lower. It's getting lower because now the music has become an issue where guys are coming out to no music because they're not paying the copyrights.
they couldn't even find like generic
And-
music.
No, and Pop TV has threatened if they don't resolve the copyright issues on these musics, and they're not even songs that are produced by Billy Corgan. They are already generic songs. Like
They
DJ
couldn't even pay the royalty
It was-
fee for the generic music.
It was Mike Bennett and DJ Z who came out too. They plugged in crowd reaction.
So it was just literally.
Yeah, it was it wasn't even. Yeah, it was probably crickets because you could pan.
Everybody
out and
just
see
gets
that there's
the
three
sound
people
clip
in
of
the
crickets.
crowd.
Oh my God. So not only is nobody showing up, there's no music, there's no money, nobody's getting paid, and they're getting their TV deals being threatened to be pulled.
Sounds like an indie promotion.
Great, fantastic. Speaking of people smart enough to leave, don't read my notes. Speaking of people smart enough to leave TNA, Mickie James. They announced last night that Mickie James will be taking on Asuka at the NXT TakeOver Toronto.
Oh yeah, I
pay-per-view.
did see a Facebook post on that actually.
So Mickie James jumped ship from TNA, going straight to WWE, and it was rumored a couple months ago that she was working out the training facility and trying to work with the girls there and help out and give
Yeah.
her a helping hand. But it's great to see her back on pay-per-view and kind of on the right ship, whereas TNA is just
You're saying they
literally
were the
taking
wrong,
on
they were the
water.
wrong ship?
There is a wrong ship. It's called TNA.
There's guys. This is all just reports, that you see online. But supposedly there have been guys that have openly said that if they don't get this very next paycheck, they will proactively seek deals with WWE. They didn't release names as to who those people are. The question would be too, if Mickie James is in there now,
Spud.
will
EC3 going to WWE.
Well, no. What was her?
Oh.
What's her husband's name? Nick Aldis.
Nick
or something like
Aldis?
that. Magnus.
Magnus. Oh, that's right. That is her husband and her baby daddy.
Yes.
So, so we could see Magnus in a nice little reunion, it would be weird if they signed that couple, but yet passed on Mike Bennett when Maria was trying to get re-signed.
Yeah.
So that'd be interesting to see if that happens.
Well, it
So
just
people could be
depends on who
jumping
has the
ship left and
bigger,
right.
muscles.
You know what? NXT has been really weak lately. If we can get some TNA talent over there, it might shake things up a little
Well,
bit.
last night they did debut Insanity with Eric Young. That was their official
Yes.
debut last night.
And at their taping last night, Shane Swift's favorite wrestler, Roderick Strong, debuted for NXT.
Oh, wonderful.
I believe he was. This is why you include me in decisions like this, because I would have kept you from doing this. Now look at you.
Oh my God, it's in my real beard.
Sometimes maybe you need to be safe.
We need to play it safe, man.
I'm not.
You need to be
It's
the-
about taking
the-
risks, man. This
Okay.
is how
That's
you.
the Mizark over there. Ms. Mark.
This is degenerated into nothing. Okay, and one of your favorite wrestlers, going from one of your favorites to another one of your favorites,
Sorry.
Matt Sydal was arrested in
No, he's
Osaka Bay
legit.
Airport
He's
last-
legit one of my favorite wrestlers.
Yes.
He was arrested.
He was arrested last night for having e-cig marijuana at a Japanese airport.
Wasn't there a story that he was missing like a month ago? Too?
Yeah, he just went missing for like 4 days
Well, he was probably going to find himself in like
in a temple.
Nicaragua or something like that. Because he went there to smoke that stuff. That what was it called?
Yeah, I don't remember what
The
it's
weird
called.
acid trip kind
Yeah,
of.
the acid
Yeah.
trip weed or whatever.
So he got arrested with an e-cig full of marijuana in a Japanese airport, which in Japan, that could end your New Japan
Yeah.
career because you're not allowed to be employed if you've been arrested for anything like that for New Japan Pro Wrestling. So
He could just
that-
say it's part of his gimmick.
yeah, but that's not going to work with New Japan. This is probably the end of his career with New Japan. Bringing him back to the States to see maybe he'll do Ring of Honor.
I'd actually like to see him in Ring of Honor again. That'd be
Because his
cool.
other options are gone. TNA's
Yeah.
down the shitter, pardon my French, and NXT, he's
didn't know
already
you
had his
spoke
run in
French.
WWE,
Yeah.
and he's failed too many drug tests. So,
Well, the thing is, right now, his style would mesh well with what the WWE is all about right now.
absolutely.
So-
He just,
I would also mesh really well with what Paige is doing.
Yeah.
maybe him and Paige can team up at Lucha Underground. So,
This never goes away, by the way. This hair stays on you forever, apparently.
look at this. What is this? So, anyways,
Oh my God, it's like in my mouth.
so that's the news. Matt Sydal coming back to the States, it would seem like. So the Indies are going to get pretty good. We got Ryback, we got Alberto Del Rio, we got Paige, we got
said
Matt Sydal.
Ellsworth.
James Ellsworth. Oh, James Ellsworth. So James Ellsworth almost died on
Yes.
SmackDown.
What?
He took the Styles Clash.
Oh, that's right,
And tucked
yeah.
his chin. AJ Styles saved that man's life by putting his
Yes.
hands down.
I do have a theory though. If you haven't.
Well, we
taken
only got
that-
30 seconds, so
Okay,
make it a quick
real
theory.
quick, if you haven't taken that move in the first year of your career, being it's instilled and like pounded into your brain to tuck your chin, you're kind of screwed. No
Your
matter what
chin
you
is
can
pounded
say,
into your brain.
You can say what you want to say. You
Yeah.
know it's the Styles Clash, but you know
There's just something in your head that-
Because you think you think you're taking a pile driver. You
Yeah.
tuck your chin. You're like, oh, I'm going to take a pile driver.
Yeah.
It's just.
So AJ Styles saved a man's life on national TV this week.
Yes.
All right, well, that has been the news. We'll be back with more card subject to change.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex Home Loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex, short term, long term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation, visit Pasco County, Florida.
If you were injured in a car crash, what would you do first? Who would you call?
You claim to be injured, yet you spoke to and saw an attorney before you saw a doctor. Is that true?
Yes.
Lawyers on TV tell you to call them first. You can, but should you? The law has changed, and you may find yourself paying your own medical bills if you don't see a doctor in the first 14 days. If you've been in a car crash, you need MyCrashMD, the interactive doctor visit, where you can consult virtually with a physician after you've been hurt in a car accident.
We can see you today. We'll take great care of you, regardless if you are at fault or not.
MyCrashMD is an actual medical visit with a doctor. No waiting in an ER, no wasting time driving around town. Download MyCrashMD free from anywhere and then see a doctor on any mobile device. Times are changing. If you don't get medical attention within the first 14 days after your crash, you could lose your insurance benefits. So if you've been in a car crash, help yourself and your accident case with MyCrashMD.
We're back.
Welcome back to Card Subject to Change.
No plaid, no beards.
No plaid, no beards, thank goodness. This week, in celebration of WWE 2K17 being released on all major consoles, we decided to do a little video game special. We have a lot of the video games here with us today. We could talk about them. Ooh, we got graphics. Video game special! Look at that controller. We got
that
the
wasn't-
TNA music budget. Sorry, guys, we couldn't get the, okay. So I figured we'd go through some of the video games, probably starting with like first gen stuff. You know a lot more about this than I do.
Not quite first gen.
Well, not first gen, but earlier gen.
We started off with WWF Raw. Did you play this game?
Yes.
Did you play this game growing up?
I think so.
You think so?
I don't recall.
Wasn't that the game for
There was-
Genesis where you held the chair upside down when you picked
Yes.
it up for a chair
yeah,
shot?
that's true. It's in the picture in the back somewhere.
Yes, it is, right there.
You hold the chair upside down, and it had a bucket at ringside that you could
Why
hit him
did
with.
it have, is that like a spit bucket?
Well, it was actually a spin. I don't know what it was.
No, was it a Godwin bucket?
It might have been.
Okay.
It was a spin-off, or not a spin-off, but a sequel to Royal Rumble.
That's
and actually,
right.
I have the Royal Rumble commercial. If Dylan, if you're able to play it, I have it in my list there.
Dylan's doing the switching today, finding those files. Woo, woo. There.
No.
No.
Wrong game. We'll get to. It's all right.
You didn't label them?
No, I did.
What are you trying to do to these people? WWF Raw, Genesis,
It should have said WWF Royal Rumble
or Royal
commercial.
Rumble. And if we don't have it, we'll just go. There it is. Yes.
I don't know if our audio's live.
I'm just going to talk anyways.
All
All
right,
right,
cool.
perfect.
Now you can't hear it right now, but it's just ridiculously loud and intense. And then
Action! It's a slugfest!
That's perfect.
Each wrestler specialty move! Complete man! The Tombstone Pile It's out of control! The Bonsai Drop! Total chaos!
Oh, perfect.
Ooh, did you see that? WWF Royal Rumble on Super NES! Get it now!
Are we paying rights to Sega
perfect.
Genesis?
They're paying all the rights to WWF.
So wait, they credited
World
LJN
Wildlife
at the end of this commercial.
What?
They credited LJN at the end of that commercial. Was LJN ever in the video game business? I
Yeah.
mean, were they really?
Yeah, they're
I
huge.
just know them as an action figure company.
LJN was very popular for making really bad movie licensed games.
Like bad RoboCop games.
Yeah, they did like RoboCop, Jaws.
Oh, they did do RoboCop.
Yeah, I think
Lucky
they
guess.
did.
They
I
did
think
the real
they
bad
did.
Jaws
I might
one
be
where
wrong.
you have like the boat.
Yeah,
and it
you're
just
like
ticks back and
you
forth.
just swim back and forth, and there's a little shark that pops up, and you have to shoot spears at him. We're talking about the wrong kind of video games, though.
Perfect. So LJN was in the video game business. So I remember really liking this game.
I used to love that game. We used to hang out. It was like
We didn't used to hang out. I didn't know you back
Not
then.
you, not you. My real friends.
You didn't
But
have friends.
That's you're right. But just hanging out and giggling over hitting each other in the head with the buckets. It was just amazing.
Just the buckets are amazing.
And 6 people in the ring at the same time. That's very amazing for Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
I mean, it was. And then every other wrestling game did it.
I mean, it looks like Diesel's pooping on the cover, but
Diesel is, that's Royal Rumble for Sega Dreamcast there. Let's just talk about that since we saw the picture.
all right, let's keep that up.
Don't know where the game is. That was a arcade style. That's the wrong game.
All right. So let's talk about the game that's on the screen.
All right, so Royal Rumble came out for Sega Dreamcast. It was out in the arcades first.
Yes.
Yeah. And then what was weird about it is that they went with a more arcade approach. So it was just ridiculous movements, and you could randomly call in your manager during the matches.
Yeah.
So you'd be Jeff Hardy.
That's something that kind of stuck around for a little while.
Well, no, actually, that was the only game that did it, and it was awful.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Okay, because even into the new
Yeah.
games, you can still call in a manager and stuff.
Oh, no, you can call them in, but this game, like, you'd hit Y and B, and then, like,
They would hop up on
Jeff
the
and Matt
apron.
Hardy would do, like, it would be a singles match, but Jeff and Matt Hardy would just do, like, a whisper or poetry in motion or something like that.
Oh, just.
They would just randomly do it, and the ref would just be like, okay.
Will the
So-
ref just like grab his eyes, like, I can't see?
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
All right. So these have been fun and all, but I want to talk about some WCW games. What do we have WCW-wise that we can talk about?
You want the good ones or the bad ones?
Let's start with bad.
All right. These are the same game, but they're two different labels for some reason. So one was WCW NWO Nitro, and the other was WCW NWO Thunder. And in my
For
opinion,
PlayStation 1, right?
PlayStation 1.
Both made by THQ.
and of course it's a greatest hit, so wrong one. But this one right here is a greatest hit.
I mean, this thing
And I
had
got these-
a 4-wrestler battle royal. That's nothing compared to Genesis over here. We had a steel cage match, numerous weapons. Numerous weapons. I'm reading the back of the box.
They really did. They had ridiculous
Signature
weapons.
moves, taunts, and finishes.
Which one was the one where you would hover over the guy and they would cut like a brief promo?
It was this one.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I have a clip of that too, but it's probably way too
Well,
long.
if he would have
Just
labeled
don't-
the clip, then he would be able to
They
play
were
it.
labeled when I put them in there, man.
Don't get squeaky on me! So,
I promise they were
this
labeled.
thing had full screen wrestler entrances with theme music, unlike TNA. So, good for them.
Now, these were, in my opinion, the worst wrestling games I've ever played in my entire life.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
They
getting a
moved-
lot of memories by looking at the back of this box.
They moved like they had.
They were clunky.
Like, yeah, they
the
had-
graphics were awful. For the time, they were awful.
They were bad. It was just a bad game overall. It felt incredibly cardboard. And this is going to sound weird, but I can tell when it's a good wrestling game is a good wrestling game by if you instinctively hit the ropes.
Yeah, if
I
you
know-
can figure it out without reading the book.
Not only that, if you think, okay, I got to hit the ropes to hit a move. I don't know why it makes sense, but this game, a lot of the times the angle was like it was in like a diamond shape. So like you didn't like watching it and playing it, you did not want to hit the ropes at all.
So if you're using the directional pad, you have to go in like an awkward.
Yeah, it was really weird. Like I honestly hated this game. And talking about games I hated.
All right, let's get rid of them then. Garbage. Gotta go.
What do I do with Backstage Assault?
Backstage Assault is right here, because I can read the side of the box. Boom! You have it for both systems?
No, this is Mayhem.
Okay.
Mayhem came out first. It actually had a wrestling ring.
That doesn't sound like a whole lot.
This one
but
actually
compared to
had a
to the
wrestling
game
ring.
right here, it's going to be a world of difference.
It actually had a wrestling ring, and to my opinion, this wasn't that bad. It was all right. I
So
really do put it on the same
Was
level.
this was 99, I think, and this was 2000? What does it say on the back of the box?
I don't know. Find it.
99 and 2000. Boom.
Backstage Assault.
So 1999, you got to wrestle in a ring.
Well, this was the first time you were actually able to go backstage too.
Yeah.
So they added that feature, and like, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's make a whole game about that feature next year. Boom. There you
Let's
go.
get rid of the
Backstage
ring.
Assault. Who needs a ring? It's just
That
professional
was
wrestling.
WCW's
The
answer to the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
There's a video game that was nothing but the Attitude
the
Era.
animation was way worse than Mayhem.
'Cause-
And it was just ridiculous. Like this game, you would drop kick people and you would just like go through them. Like your foot would go
Jesus.
through them and then they
So
would
all
fall
the
down.
collision graphics were just
The collision was
off.
way off, and then like, I just remember drop kicking people and they would bump off to the side. It was just weird.
They also had the weirdest roster. Well, no,
And they
that
all
game
they all
had the-
stood like this.
Isn't that how people stand?
I don't know.
And like this
There's
one,
Buff
like
Bagwell on the back right there. He's legit standing like that.
with Backstage Assault, they tried to introduce a lot of new ideas, like environment weapons and things like that.
Yeah.
It just never worked because the technology just wasn't there yet.
It wasn't just that. It was just the core game was just bad.
So let's get rid of some more bad games. Let's talk about some good games.
No.
No? What
no,
do you got?
No, because I put that game on the same level as Attitude and Warzone.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Absolutely not.
Not this one. No, this one's just plain
This one-
garbage.
this one-
Mayhem I'm talking about.
All right.
Mayhem,
got
is
Mayhem
about
and
is
Warzone.
about as good as Warzone and Attitude, in my opinion. I don't know about you.
I preferred Warzone just because
Warzone, I don't remember being
by
bad.
that time I was a bigger WWF fan.
I don't know. I was always.
I
a
like
mark
the
for
sound
WCW.
effects in Warzone because like Mankind would like squeal like a chicken.
Oh, that's right.
And
he would.
Goldust would squeal like a girl.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe Warzone was better.